Following the disappointment of Aberystwyth, a few days to get over it, and it's now back to business for the New Saints this Friday against Caernarfon Town.
Yeah, that's right. Worked hard. You know, in training, we've had a little talk about what's gone on and where we can improve. Everyone's on the same page. We are a club that's used to success. Everybody wants us to fail. Everyone wants a new title, challengers. You know, it's boring when TNS win everything. It's not boring for us, is it? We need to get back to winning ways. And yes, Friday wasn't good enough, and we know that. We don't brush things under the carpet. We work hard with the players. We've got a vision. We don't change from how we're going to play. Otherwise, you need a few more players in our squad if you're going to change the way we're going to play. So yes, we're looking forward to Friday with a reaction and a tempo and a patience to our side and an edge to us we've had previously at home where we've scored lots of goals.
And the statistics do tell us this season that whenever we have lost a game, whether it's Queen's Park in the Iron Brew Cup, Connors Quay, Cardiff Met, there's been a very positive response from the side in the following game.
Yeah, and that said, you shouldn't have to have that as a reaction. That should be your staple go-to really at the start of games, whether it's at home or away. You shouldn't have to react. We should be proactive, and not reacting to things just as you would in a game. You're there to be shot at. We have to be better. We have to be less naive, I think, as well in certain situations. But hey, it's a bump in the road. That's all it is. You know, you get back on, and hopefully we'll be getting back to a place where people are looking at us again and going, yeah, it's a little bit of a wobble. Can't have too many because you can't keep saying it, and we're not going to have these meetings all the time because things do change and will change if we don't get the right outcome. But I believe in the squad, believe in the staff, and sometimes in football these things happen.
And our upcoming opponents, Caernarfon, they had a good start to the season. They've fallen away somewhat in recent games. In fact, they're closer to the relegation places now than they are to the top of the table. But they will nevertheless be a formidable opponent.
They are, and you look at the game we had against them where we won 3-0 away, and I was very complimentary about them. Great following, the staff and the players. They're professional in everything they do, and very structured, and did great last season to come up and sort of on a crest of a wave early season, and that's got them through. But it's not as easy just to sustain that momentum and sustain that possession and type of football. They've had a couple of injuries. Obviously the winger's been out with a hamstring injury, pivotal to what they do. I don't know. I've had a look at the other players, and a few have come back actually. They've had a defender come back recently, so we're fully aware of the squad and the team that we could face. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's about us. We're at home, and we will take them very seriously.
And it was a 3-0 scoreline at the Oval, but nevertheless a much closer game on paper. Some fantastic saves from Paul Harrison that kept us in the game. What sort of match do you envisage against Caernarfon at home this time round?
Yeah, whether they'll be a bit more conservative in their play and not pushing so many people forward, but they played with no fear. They played with great pace and tempo. That's what I would say. On the break they caught us out when we give the ball away. That's what we're trying to do better at, in possession of the ball, not be too hectic in going forward so much. Or if we do, it's the right pass. So we've got to be wary of them on the counter attack because they are very very energetic and direct.
And the New Saints at 1 point in 2 Welsh Premier League games. Will that affect your selection for the Caernarfon game?
Yeah, at this moment in time, I don't know who's going to start on Friday night. Usually I've got a clear picture of who's going to start and the subs that we're going to use, but at the moment I've got a couple more days left training. The lads will be in every day this week. We'll be working hard to get ready for Friday night. So I'll sleep on it, I'll have a think, and it's never a rash decision, because in the clear light of day you make too many changes and you affect the whole balance of the team.
And as we talk now, a few days away from the game itself, What is the injury situation like?
We've got John. John's got a little calf strain. Hopefully he'll be available. We've got Danny Redmond with his ribs bruised, cracked rib. I don't know if it's cracked, but he's in a bit of pain there. They're the only ones that were missing from the starting sort of 19-20 that we had in training today.
And finally, Scott, on a positive note to end, the New Saints can go top of the table this weekend, depending on the result, of course, between Connah's Quay and Barrytown United. But going into match day 14, we have scored more goals than anyone else. That's 36. We've still conceded single figures, just 9. So a very healthy goal difference overall, and above all, still a good position to be in.
Yeah, I say it again, the trophies aren't given out in November, are they? Nothing's won in November, December. It's a long way to go. We're not even halfway, are we? We're not halfway. We're not even on 16 games. So come Christmas time, we'll reevaluate and see where we are. We might need 2 or 3 signings in. Chairman's already said, that they could be available for what we need. Whether it's of monetary value or they're on freeze or whatever. We'll assess it. If the players are doing well enough, they pick themselves up and get to a point where where we need to be, then we don't have to make any signings. But at the moment, being third in the league, there's every possibility.
And continuing with the positive note, traditionally the New Saints has been a slow starter in seasons.
Yeah.
Last season, for example, this time, the middle of November 2017, there were 4 teams at the top of the table, just 2 points separating them.
Yeah, and although it's not nice to lose 3 games and you're only in November, got to be realistic that yes, it's a strong league and it's improving, but other teams can beat other teams. You look at Aberystwyth, that team that beat us on Friday night was nothing compared to that team that we beat 6-0. The energy levels, the organisation, we could have beat them 10 and that's not an understatement. So we all know that teams like to raise the game against us. I'm not going to name names, but teams will beat us. They'll think they've won the World Cup. Next week they'll get spanked 3 or 4, back to average Joe. So that's the way we've got to stand up to it. Everyone wants to beat us. Everyone wants to be in our place, and all the players that play in the league want to be here. And they'd be lying if they didn't say otherwise.